Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is MrBigmick, and I am here with something fairly brief. I did my first little encounter into the Firelands yesterday, and it's it's not what I expected. As you guys know, in my last video, I was ranting and raving how it's too easy, and yeah, it's too easy. I went in there. The trash was fairly simple. Trash is just supposed to be there, something to slow you down, really. But it doesn't really slow you down. Belethak is easy. Shinox is easy. Ryoloth is running around in circles over volcanoes. I mean, he's not that hard of a boss. But I did manage to get in there, and I did do some stuff. I didn't get any footage. Fraps is... It's like the one kid in line at school that doesn't want to play fair. That is my Fraps program for me. And I'm hoping to get my hands on the full version. It is expensive, more so than I ever thought it was. It's not the most expensive out there, but it's pretty good. It's pretty costly, damn. But I do have the external hard drive. I will be seeing what I could do. I will work with what I got. My apologies on the lack of actual game footage. That is what I would like to do more often. However, I haven't really had the capability. I will be doing guides to the best of my ability on all of the bosses. It's going to be kind of difficult, seeing as the guild I'm in right now isn't a raiding guild, so to speak. They're mostly a leveling guild, and they're very, very small. However, I will see about maybe getting with another guild and seeing what they can do in terms of rating, and if they'll let me tag along and record. But it's really, really going to be tricky, and it's going to be reliant on whether or not I can get other people's cooperation, and whether or not I can actually get viable footage. As you guys might know, I'm a tank, and it's really hard to get footage when your job's to stand there, look pretty, and get punched in the face by a giant monster. Tank Spot manages to do it, so I'll see what I can do and see if I can put together something good and viable for you guys. But like I said, my first impressions on the raid is it's not that hard. It's really not. I've done T11 raids, and I can honestly say, you know, I went in there on one of my alt 85s, and the guy's not geared really even for T11, and I was fine. I mean, the DPS requirement isn't really all that big. You can kind of be carried, more or less, and as long as you pay attention, know what you're doing, you'll be fine. It's not that hard, and that disappoints me significantly. One of the things that I have been thinking about lately, I want to know your guys' opinion on this, as a matter of fact, is whether or not Blizzard should have an internal rating team. Take one of the good rating teams out there, like Method or Insidia or Paragon, if you can get your hands on them, or Vodka or Stars. Any of these really, really top-notch rating guilds, like the top 20 rating guilds, one of them, and remove them from the world roster and take them inside Blizzard and turn them into an internal team. Have these guys run the dungeons, have them ram their head against the wall. Make sure the boss is hard enough or easy enough, depending on what Blizzard does. I doubt it's going to be easy enough, or I doubt it's going to be too hard. Make sure there's no loopholes or little tricks you can do that give you an unfair, unintended advantage. Make sure these little things are all resolved out. That way we don't get the problem like having this many guilds having already downed the boss on normal mode. Because the fact of the matter is, a lot of guilds have downed Ragnaros on the PTR. And if you literally have an extra 2-3 weeks of experience on a boss before it's launched, that's really an unfair advantage. And this internal rating team could be infinitely more helpful. I know it's not one of those things where it's like, well, you're going to have to do the PTR, because one team cannot do what a countless amount of guilds can do. That's just a simple fact of things. However, this one team would be running these dungeons and running these bosses, and it would be ensuring that they are up to snuff, up to quality, and up to what we need. Because rating is one of the key selling points that this game has in game. There's PvP, which is alright. It's a lot more shifting, but it's a lot more luck based. It's more, can I get this hit off before he can do anything? Because if it doesn't involve so much skill, it involves more who hits first and who can survive longer, really. Whereas raiding is more, you and 9 other people or 24 other people are going in and you're seeing if you can get the strategy just right and if you can beat this boss into the ground without really getting wrecked yourself. Or even if you do get wrecked, is it, hell yeah, it's worth it. We down the boss, booyah. But it's the one big selling point it's got. And 4.2, the Firelands raid is just, it's not difficult. It's really not. Like Fandral Staghelm. You really know what you do in that guy? You stack up in one phase, you spread out in another phase, and then there's orbs and they do a spell effect. That's it. That's Fandral Staghelm in a nutshell. And he is the second to last boss in this dungeon. Ragnaros is long and he is difficult, and there's a lot of shit, and there's a lot of explosions. And if there wasn't a lot of explosions, I'd be disappointed because he's a freaking Fire Lord. But as a whole, the dungeon is just, it's not up to what we thought it was going to be. T11 raids were exceptionally difficult, even after the first couple of nerfs. You know, after a little bit where they got kind of nerfed, they were still really hard. And as it is, they got the nerf back, and now they're easy. And Firelands raid is easy. You can almost say that heroic T11 is vastly harder than normal Firelands. And the Firelands is supposed to be a step up from T11 when it's really more a step to the side, if you guys get what I mean. But I would like to know what you guys think on the internal rating team thing, what you guys have in terms of opinions on the Firelands, if you guys have gone in there, what you guys have experienced. I'm quite curious, and as always, leave your comments in the comment section below. Or don't. It's really up to you. Anyway, my name is MrBigmick. I'd like to say good night, and above all, good hunting.